Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are having a good day. If you have been paying attention to the crypto market, the last few hours have been a little scary because majority of the altcoins, including Bitcoin, have broken below a critical support area, clearly suggesting that there is a lot of profit taking that's taking place due to some events or real life events that have taken place. First of all, the meeting between Trump and Xi, at the same time talking about the Fed interest rate, and there is the US dollar that's actually slowly making a recovery. At this point, there's too many questions, and I know a lot of people are trying to figure out, is the market going to start dipping right now? Well, let's get into some details. First of all, look at this. Stablecoin reserve across exchanges have surged by $1 billion, suggesting investors may be rotating from crypto into stablecoin for the short period of time. While Dogecoin price forms a triangle at 18 cents, while a breakout could trigger a bullish rally. But being above 18 cents is going to be very critical because you guys know 17.5 has acted as a very strong support in the past. And 470 million vanishes from Bitcoin ETF after Fed rate move. Is liquidity drying up? What I'm trying to say is yes, currently the market is holding when you compare to how much money is being pulled out, but the ETF is not actually as supportive as a lot of people anticipated at the start. Currently the ETFs are actually holding Bitcoin back, and keep in mind we're currently in October, which is one of the worst performing months when it comes to crypto, and Dogecoin holds a critical support level and traders watch for a breakout signal. While there's a lot of major things which have happened just in the last 24 hours, but November is about to start and that could make a big difference. That's all I'm going to say. Before we get into the full details, if you guys are here for the first time, you want to stay up to date with everything to do with the crypto market, scroll down, tap the red subscribe button, and while you're there, drop a like on it. It will just help the YouTube algorithm push the video out to more people, and more people are going to pay attention to what's happening to Dogecoin. They decide to buy into it, it starts spiking up, and a lot of us make a lot of profit. Don't forget to turn on your notifications so you can get to these videos and stay up to date with the latest and the greatest news. Now, the support is great, but at the same time, we need to ensure that the market is able to find a consolidation zone. What I mean by that is if we just look at the Bitcoin area, you can see that after reaching 115,000, the anticipation buildup, ever since we have been in a very strong downtrend. 108,000 is a very strong support area because you can see previously so many times we've fallen down to 108,000 and then being able to recover. Now currently you guys can see that we are sitting close to 108,000. Previously we did actually fall down to 107, but if we do fall short to 107, 102 is going to be the next one, and then 98,000. If you guys have been around for a long time in crypto market in general, you know that the cycles definitely play a crucial role, but this cycle is a little different. That's what everyone's been saying, so it'll be very interesting to see. Just to give you an idea, if I just put this into a daily chart, every single time the cycle has come to an end, Bitcoin usually sees a 70% correction. This time around, do I think the same thing will happen? I would say no, because the ETF would play a very crucial role in holding up the price. But are we going to be seeing a correction to the previous, higher highs? Probably. 70% correction would actually put us all the way down to probably like 44 to 35 zone, and that's probably not going to happen, but the numbers we might see would be close to 65,000. and let me tell you, I'm still very optimistic with the crypto market. I'm not saying that we're just going to see a complete meltdown and the market's going to come crashing down. I'm just saying in the future we will be experiencing another pullback from Bitcoin before we see an explosive return. So be very cautious, especially if you're leverage trading. Me personally, I am trying to stay very closely connected to what's happening on the back end, but overall the market is still in a positive trend. At the same time, if you look at the open interest, it's up about 1% for Bitcoin, and for Dogecoin it's down about 7%. And then when you compare that to liquidations, while the longs have lost about $10 million just in the last 24 hours, while the long to the short ratio keeps building on the long traders. One thing else is very interesting is if you guys pay attention to the previous cycle, we're pretty much following the same pattern. So you guys can see in the previous cycle we were able to climb to the previous higher high, which was in 2018, and then there was one peak, then there was a little bit of a pullback, second peak, and then we had a pullback, consolidation, and then went into a winter season. Now if you can see, the same pattern is following, but with bigger numbers. There is that, you know, pretty much pull up to the previous high, then there's that first, which is right here. This is the previous high, this is the first, and this is the second, and now you can see that slowly the market's going to start dipping, and it's expected to be falling down to the previous lower, so that would be close to 80s. And then there will be a little bit of zone, and then it's going to fall down to 65. So you can see I'm just trying to map out what's exactly happened in the past. At the same time, big reshuffling confirmed. Over 230k Ethereum have been moved by large wallets, likely exchanges, just in the past 1 week. While based on the Sharpe ratio, Bitcoin tends to cycle between high and low risk period. After reaching a high risk territory, a shift towards low risk now looks imminent. Just to give you an idea, which is very important, is currently the market is just uncertain, and that's why so many different things actually pay attention. First of all, China buys 180,000 tons of soybean. Germany AfD party proposes a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Canada cuts rates by 25 basis points. Federal Reserve cuts interest by 25. Fed says it will stop shrinking the balance sheet on the 1st of December. Powell says another cut in December is far from assured. Bitcoin falls below 110,000 after Powell speaks. And let's just say the tensions ease after the Korea meeting between Trump and Xi. So there's definitely a lot of things which are playing a very important role. And also seeing that MasterCard is trying to acquire Zero Hash, you see that MasterCard and Visa are trying extremely hard to get ahead of the game when it comes to crypto market. And this Bitcoin freakout can destroy 100,000. Will Dogecoin add a zero? Now, when it says add a zero, that means is it going to fall under 10 cents? Honestly, with the current situation, I would say no, because there is still so much fuel left in the tank. Out of the 6 meetings held so far this year, 5 has pretty much had a Bitcoin correction, while only 1 resulted in a short-term rally. So what does this mean? Does this mean that, you know, this one is just what's supposed to happen and then the market will be able to recover? Or are we going to be experiencing a little bit more pullback this time around? While Elon Musk's SpaceX pretty much takes or moves another 281 Bitcoin. What is happening? At the same time, Hong Kong to introduce guidelines for digital asset treasury companies. So you can see that more countries are getting closer and closer to have more stricter rules. And 1 billion Bitcoin crypto liquidation just in the past 24 hours. So you can see that the market is in a shifting period. You just need to be a little bit cautious and at the same time be patient, and you should be able to make good returns. Other than that, I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. If you did, drop a like on it. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Nothing I said is financial advice. Do your own research, and I'll see you soon.